In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly how the algorithm works so you can get your videos pushed to the right people. The first thing you have to understand is that YouTube does not push content it does not understand. When you first upload a video, YouTube immediately transcribes what you say, scans your thumbnail, and reads your title. It's trying to figure out two things: what this video is about and who it's for. If it can't answer those two questions simply, you will risk it being pushed to absolutely no one. Your title needs to clearly tell YouTube what the video is about. Your descriptions, your chapters, your tags, they all give YouTube much more context to understand who this video is for and what it is about. YouTube's AI is even reading your thumbnails, scanning for faces, texts, and objects. Everything needs to work together. The more you give it to work with, the more accurately it can match your content with the right people. So there's three main stats that decide whether YouTube continue pushing your video or it completely stops. The first is going to be click-through rate. This is the percent of people who actually saw your video in the feed and then clicked it. Every person who sees it is just an impression, essentially just another slot in someone's feed. YouTube is not going to be giving away slots to videos that do not get clicked. If your click-through rate drops below something like 3%, you are risking YouTube completely pulling back and not pushing your video. Usually your title, your thumbnail, and the idea itself is what drives the click-through rate. So you have to make sure to get that right. The second thing you look at is retention. YouTube wants retention graphs as high and as flat as possible. If you're losing people in the first 30 seconds, your hook is most likely the problem. And if the whole graph is dropping steeply at any point or after the intro, you need to work on your content or your delivery for that video. And the third is going to be session time. This is probably the most underrated one and one of the most important ones. YouTube's entire goal is to keep people on the platform as long as possible. The more time someone is on the platform, the more ads they see, the more money that YouTube makes. So they need people and they want people to stay on YouTube as long as possible. And the longer that your channel can keep someone on YouTube, the more YouTube is likely to push out your video, because more people on YouTube equals more money for YouTube. So they're going to push out videos where people are staying the longest. And this is where it gets really, really powerful for business channels, because the next time they come back to YouTube, if they have spent that time with you, YouTube's going to push your content to that person again, and they're going to continuously be watching your content. And that is a continuous lead that is going to be in your pipeline until they are ready to come and buy from you. And this is why we always push to link another relevant video at the end of your video, because if they go from one video to another video to another of your videos, then again, YouTube is going to push your content to this person every single time until they stop, which is why, again, every single video needs to be really well done so that person doesn't click on one, not care, go away, and then YouTube's going to stop pushing to that person. And there's typically three ways that YouTube's going to get your video in front of these people. The first is going to be search. So when someone searches something on YouTube, just like any other major platform, YouTube's going to try to match their search intent to the right videos. So the first way is when they search that, it's your video popping up under that search, which is why we always push doing keyword research, because it is extremely important to do that in order to pop up under these searches. The second is going to be browse. This is where your video appears in someone's home feed. YouTube initially tests this against smaller groups to see how they respond, and if the response is really good, they're going to start push it to a wider audience. If your click-through rate and your retention holds up, it's going to keep pushing. If it doesn't, it's going to push back and stop pushing your video. And the third way is going to be through the suggested tab. This is when your video appears next to other videos that someone is already watching. YouTube will usually start pushing it here once it has enough data on who your audience is. For example, if someone has watched multiple of your videos but they're watching something else, even if it's completely relevant, you are still most likely to pop up on that suggested tab. Another way is popping up on the suggested tab next to very, very similar videos that someone is watching, because most likely if they're watching that, then that video is relevant to them as well, and YouTube algorithm understands that, so they connect the two. And when you can get doing a specific YouTube video right, this is why evergreen content is extremely good. We have clients who have posted videos 6, 12 months ago even, and it's still being pushed by YouTube on the suggested, on the browse, and on the search, because it was just so well optimized and people are still reacting well to it. And until they stopped, YouTube is most likely to still be pushed now. This is why when you search specific videos, you still see videos from years ago popping up, because people are still reacting well to it. Because if they wasn't, YouTube would not be pushing it. And because the data is so strong for the videos, you're just going to keep cycling it to new viewers, which is why every single time you make a video, it has to be the best video it can possibly be, so you're not missing out and just being pushed a tiny bit and then completely being stopped stops. So understanding all these changes changes how you approach YouTube at all times. You have to do research before you record every single time. You need to know what your ICP is already searching and not be guessing. And you have to do keyword research to validate your idea. You need to treat your packaging as serious as everything else. And this includes both the title and the thumbnail. Your thumbnail is usually what's going to stop the scroll, and your title is usually what's going to get the click. Both of these work together. And if you're missing one piece, that is again going to lower your CTR, which means YouTube is less likely to push your video. YouTube also, as I said, analyzes your thumbnail. So it's incredibly important to have relevant information on there. Both have to be optimized around your ICP and the video topic you are making a video on. You need to give the algorithm what it needs so it can work better for you. Use the keyword in the title, in the description, in the chapters, in the tags as many times as you possibly can. And also within your transcript, because YouTube does take the transcripts and uses it to find who your video is for. The more context you give it, the better it can place your content. And you always want to direct your video to another relevant video at the end or even in the middle. Every view that leads to more watch time just feeds the cycle that we have been going over in this video. And understanding everything in this video is one of the simplest things you can do, but most people completely miss it and just put videos out there for the sake of putting videos out there. But that is not going to get you long-term results. But this is. Overall, the algorithm is not difficult when you understand what it is trying to do. It is just trying to match the right content to the right people and keep people watching and on YouTube. When your research and your packaging and your retention are all working together, the algorithm does the heavy lifting for you. If you are an agency owner or a business owner and you are actively using or want to use YouTube to get you more leads and grow your business and make sure your content is always being pushed to the right people, then use the first link down below and we can have a super quick chat about YouTube, see how we can help you and see if there's a way to move forward. And if you want to watch another video, I recommend to watch the video on screen now, which is a complete free course on how to grow your business for YouTube, add 6 figures to your business and continuously book 10 to 40 high intent inbound bookings every single month just through YouTube alone. I'll see you there. Peace.